Now that we know what mentorship is all about and who a mentor is and what role a mentor will play in your life, the next level of discussion will now be, how do I find a mentor? Because I know that's the next question that a lot of people will want to get answers to. So today I want to talk about some few tips on how to get a mentor. I want to be very quick about it. Number one step is you need to start by first of all defining your goals. Now, by defining your goals, you need to define your short-term goals and your long-term goals. Where do I see myself in the next 2 years? Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? That's point number one. Step number two. Once you have clearly defined your goals, short-term goals and long-term goals, the next level will now be to look around your community to find someone who has the capacity to help you achieve your goals. By finding someone who has the capacity, it means you need to find someone who has excelled in that area of passion that you have. If you are looking at becoming a consultant, you need to look for somebody who is excelling as a consultant or who has excelled as a consultant. If you are looking at becoming a teacher, you need to find someone who is excelling as a teacher or someone who has excelled as a teacher. In my last video, I mentioned that I was a graduate trainee and I was passionate about automation engineering at that time. So for me at that time, my short-term goal was to become an automation engineer, and my long-term goal was to become a consultant. Even though I never knew which area of consulting I want to go into, but I knew I want to end up becoming a subject matter expert consulting for companies or for individuals, right? So now, after defining my goals, I looked around me to find who is more suitable, who is somebody that has done this before that can help me achieve this. And in the same industry, I was lucky to find someone who was an automation engineer in his earlier career days and grew to become a manufacturing capability development manager and so on. And I reached out to this person and said, "Sir, I want you to become my mentor." So this takes us to point number three. After finding somebody who fits your requirements for mentorship as it relates to your goals and objectives, both short-term and long-term, the next level will now be to reach out to that individual, which is point number three. So in reaching out to that individual, there's no hard and fast rule. For me, what worked was walking up to this individual and saying, "I want you to be my mentor." Even though the response did not come immediately, he said he wanted time to think. And after a couple of days, he reached out and said, "Okay, I'm fine with it, let's go." So for some, that may not work. For some, they want to build a relationship first before they get to a point whereby it naturally becomes their mentor. For some, they want another person to introduce them. It doesn't matter how you go about it. The most important thing is for you to reach out to these individuals and state your intention, because there's a difference between a mentor and a role model. So a mentor has to know that he's your mentor. But a role model can be somebody who you are looking up to from afar, admiring from afar, studying from afar. There's a big difference between these two. So what we're talking about here is a mentor. So your mentor has to know that he is mentoring you, because it is a relationship. You need to meet at intervals. You need to get guidance and all that. Now this takes us to step number four. Point number four and our final point, you need to be specific about what you want. Remember in point number one, or at the beginning, we mentioned that the first step is to define your goals, your short-term goals and your long-term goals, and that will form the basis upon which the mentorship relationship will be founded on. Okay, so at this point that you found a mentor, you need to be able to help your mentor to help you. So by this, I mean, you need to be able to tell your mentor what you want specifically, where you want him to help you specifically, what you want him to help you achieve specifically. Because mentorship is a relationship. So even before you begin this relationship, you need to clearly outline what you want to achieve or what you want to get from this relationship. And again, I need to point at this point that it is not just a one-way traffic. It's not just you always getting from your mentor. You must find ways through which or from which you can also support your mentor.